You're looking at one of the 7 wonders of the world, a monument built out of eternal love, the Taj Mahal. You probably know it for its gleaming white marble and its perfect symmetry. But what if I told you that this incredible building, this symbol of eternal beauty, is actually a stripped-down ghost of its former self? What if I told you that British colonial officials didn't just steal the priceless jewels from its walls, but that they tried to sell the entire magnificent structure, brick by painstaking marble brick, to the highest bidder? For centuries, thieves, armies, and governors alike treated the Taj Mahal not as a sacred tomb, but as a giant, stationary treasure chest ripe for the plundering. We're going deep into the dark history of the Taj Mahal. We'll reveal the half-ton golden crown that vanished, the shocking plan to dismantle the entire monument, and the unexpected buyer, a local businessman who almost cemented the Taj Mahal's complete destruction. Stay with us, because the true story of the Taj Mahal's theft is far more dramatic and far more recent than you could possibly imagine. This is the story of the greatest architectural heist that almost happened. If you love the engineering side, our episode Taj Mahal Construction Secrets and Myths shows every step, from foundation to finial. Link in description and card. Segment 1. The original Splendor and early raiders. When Emperor Shah Jahan completed the Taj Mahal, it wasn't just beautiful, it was unimaginably wealthy. It was adorned with precious, semi-precious, and priceless decorative items that reportedly shone as if the stars themselves had descended. The intricate inlay work, known as Pietra Dura, featured as many as 28 kinds of rare stones and metals. We're talking about an entrance door carved of jasper, rich hand-woven carpets filling the interiors, and enameled lamps hanging in the tomb. There are also legends of lost treasures, including a gold leaf that covered part of the dome, a golden railing surrounding the cenotaphs, and even a pearl blanket allegedly draped over Mumtaz's cenotaph. But the decline started long before the British arrived. The 18th century was a period of transition and conflict, known as the Century of Transition. Mughal power was waning, and new forces were rising, including the Jats of Bharatpur. In 1764, under the command of Suraj Mal, the Jats carried out one of the major early thefts. They are specifically recorded to have stripped the Taj Mahal of 2 silver entrance doors, and that wasn't their first visit. Earlier, Jats operating under Rajaram and Ramchera in 1691 reportedly took great gates of bronze, studded with precious stones and plates of gold and silver. They weren't just focused on the Taj, they also carried away fountains and fish tanks from the nearby Agra fort's Machli Bhavan. Think about that scale for a second. We're not talking about petty thieves swiping a handful of gems. We're talking about armies dismantling giant metal doors made of silver and bronze. But the most shocking thefts were still to come. Segment 2. The systematic plunder of the crown. The real systematic losses occurred during the 19th century, particularly under British colonial rule. Once the British forces, led by General Lake, captured Agra in 1803, they began disappearing the rare materials. They sold the beautiful carpets and transported many paintings from the Taj Mahal and Agra Fort to London. This period of colonial occupation meant British forces and officials plundered countless semi-precious and valuable stones from the intricate inlay work on the walls. Items that were truly stolen include the entrance door of carved jasper, numerous rich carpets, and enameled lamps from the tomb's interior. They even removed the gold leaf that covered the cast iron joints of the Jali screen around the cenotaphs. But the single largest, most audacious theft literally came off the top. We're talking about the original gold finial. The finial is the ornamental spire that sat right atop the central dome. This original crown was made of approximately 466 kilograms, over 1,000 pounds, of pure solid gold. In 1810, A British officer named Joseph Taylor allegedly removed and stole it. It was replaced with the gold-plated copper version. The current Finial you see today is actually the fourth replacement, installed in 1940, and is also copper with a gold coating. 466 kilograms of pure gold. That's a treasure the size of a small car. The fate of that original, massive gold Finial remains an unsolved historical mystery to this day. It simply vanished into the colonial system. Segment 3. The ultimate betrayal, selling the wonder. If stealing the jewels and the golden crown wasn't enough, the next chapter involves a plan so shocking it sounds like a conspiracy theory. They didn't just want the decorations, they wanted the entire building material. Enter Lord William Bentinck. Bentinck was made Governor General of Bengal in 1828 for a very specific reason: to rescue the financially struggling East India Company. The company was deep in debt from expansion wars, particularly the war in Burma, and its treasury was nearly empty. Bentinck's mission was to cut costs and clear the deck. He traveled to Agra in 1830 and looked at the imperial structures, the Agra fort and the Taj Mahal. His plan was brutal: dismantle the entire monument and auction off the marble to pay the company's crippling debt. He started small. He saw the royal baths, Shahi Hamam, in Agra fort and decided to sell off the marble there first. The British sold a significant amount of marble, but here is the detail that saved the Taj Mahal. The sale was a flop. A British aristocrat and politician, Lord Marcus Beresford, wrote in his journal that the marble taken from these apartments was not suitable for modern homes and was mostly bought by people making small items like paperweights for sahib folks. The total money generated from the destruction of those apartments was less than £500. This is the irony of history. Lord William Bentinck is celebrated in India for instituting social reforms like banning the practice of sati, yet this same man almost presided over the most incredible act of architectural vandalism in human history, purely driven by corporate debt. Many historians, like Percival Spear, later tried to hide or deny Bentinck's auction plans, but numerous historical sources confirm it. An Indian official named William Sleeman wrote in his autobiography, Rambles and Recollections of an Indian Official, that if they had gotten a decent price for the Agra Fort marble, quote, "It is highly probable that the whole palace and even the Taj Mahal itself would have been pulled down and sold in the same manner." The plan was averted primarily because a test run on the Agra Fort marble yielded poor returns. But the actual dismantling plan went ahead, leading to the unthinkable, a bidding war for the pieces of the Taj Mahal. Segment 4. The Bidding War and the Vaishnavite Temple. The British government officially put the Taj Mahal up for auction. The bid started in 1831. The leading bidder was a man named Seth Lakshmichand Jain. Born in 1810 in Jaipur, Seth Lakshmichand was a wealthy banker or sahukar for Indian rulers and was considered the richest man in North India at the time the British were pushing for the sale. His motive? He wanted the white marble to build magnificent temples for his idols in Vrindavan. The John Bull newspaper, now The Statesman, reported on July 26, 1831, that the Taj had been offered for sale but had not yet fetched a sufficient price, though an offer of 1 lakh rupees had been made. Seth Lakshmichand initially bid 100,000 rupees. The British considered this sum too low, so the first auction was cancelled. They tried again. In the second round, Lakshmichand raised his bid to 2 lakh rupees. This was a massive bid, but it was at this crucial moment that public backlash reached a boiling point. Local outrage was intense, and even British travelers and writers like Fanny Parks were furious, questioning the Governor-General's right to auction a mausoleum built for a queen, calling it an impossible act. The growing public unrest and fear of widespread chaos, Ashanti, forced Bentinck to cancel the sale. The Taj Mahal was saved, not by reverence or morality, but because the colonial officials were too greedy. Think about the valuation. Historians estimate the Taj Mahal originally cost around 4 crore rupees to build in that era. Other accounts suggest the cost was 50 lakh rupees just for the labor and construction. For the British to nearly sell it for a meager 2 lakh rupees highlights how desperate and frankly how blind the East India Company was in its pursuit of profit. Segment 5. The bigger context of imperial theft. The looting of the Taj Mahal wasn't an isolated event. It was one piece of a gigantic, systematic campaign of plunder across India. The British used a complex, deceptive financial system involving taxes and council bills, engineered to siphon wealth out of India and into the British treasury. Economist Utthapak Nayak's research estimates that Britain drained a total of nearly $45 trillion from India between 1765 and 1938. This systematic extraction fueled Britain's Industrial Revolution and the expansion of global capitalism. The stories of other famous treasures stolen from India emphasize this point. Shah Jahan's wine cup. The emperor who built the Taj Mahal owned a magnificent white jade wine cup. It was stolen in the 19th century by Colonel Charles Seton Guthrie and is now displayed at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Tipu Sultan's sword. After Tipu Sultan, the Tiger of Mysore, was defeated in 1799, the colonists stole his sword and ring. The ring, inscribed with the name of the Hindu god Ram, was later auctioned by the British for £145,000. The Koh-i-Noor diamond, perhaps the most famous stolen item. This diamond, once mounted on the Mughal peacock throne and seen by the imprisoned Shah Jahan in its reflection, was acquired by the British East India Company in 1849 under the terms of a punitive treaty, forcibly taken from the 10-year-old Sikh ruler Duleep Singh after his mother was jailed. Today it remains part of the British crown jewels, despite continuous demands for its return from India and Pakistan. The Taj Mahal nearly became $45 trillion worth of dust. If India had been allowed to invest its own tax revenues in foreign exchange earnings, historians believe it could have become a global economic powerhouse. Instead, centuries of poverty and suffering were induced by this imperial theft, the Restoration and the con man. Thankfully, the era of systematic looting eventually slowed. At the end of the 19th century, the British Viceroy, Lord Curzon, ordered a massive restoration project that was completed in 1908. Though many of the precious stones could not be replaced, Curzon commissioned a large lamp modeled after one in the Cairo Mosque, which was placed in the interior chamber. Today, the Taj Mahal is monitored intensely, yet it still attracts the occasional rogue. In the 20th century, the notorious Indian con man, Mithilesh Kumar Srivastava, known as Datwarlal, became infamous for successfully selling the Taj Mahal multiple times to unsuspecting foreigners using forged documents. Though these were clever cons, not actual physical thefts. The story of the Taj Mahal is a powerful lesson. It reminds us that behind every magnificent monument lies a history of both great love and unimaginable greed. It shows how close we came to losing this wonder and how often history tries to bury the scale of the destruction caused by powerful imperial hands. What do you think is the most shocking thing stolen from the Taj Mahal? Let us know in the comments below. Please watch our detailed episode on the construction secrets of the Taj Mahal from a link in description or from this end screen. If you want more untold stories like this, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.